Hello. In this video, we're going to go through the law of sines, which is learning target 6.3.3. And we're actually going to do this in two parts. This first part is going to be finding the sides from law of sines, and then the second part will be finding angles. The sides one, which is what we're doing right now, is also what we did live in the Google Meet on Monday, March 29th. So if you were there, you don't need to watch this video. So the law of sines, the first thing we want to do is kind of remind ourselves when we use it. And the easiest way to remember it is it's just anytime you can't use the law of cosines. So when we don't have side, 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 or side angle side. Because those are the only two we can use cosines for. If we don't have those, then we're going to want to default to the law of sines. And the law of sines is written like this. The sine of angle A over the side A is equal to the sine of angle B over the side B, and the same thing for the third angle. And these letters don't particularly matter. It's just like each of these is a pair of angle and opposite side. That's all that it is. And you don't use this whole formula. You can see there's two equal signs. You don't use the whole formula. You just pick two pairs of angles and opposite sides and you use those. So you'd only use like that much of it at any given time. So let's look at an example of how we would do this. So this first example asks us to find FG. And we have this angle is 39, this one's 32, and this side is 40. And you can see that we do not have side angle side or side side side, so we would want to default to the law of sines for this guy. And we're finding FG, so I'm going to go ahead and put an X there to represent that's what I don't know. And all I really need to do is find two pairs of angles and opposite sides to use for my formula. So always start with what you don't know, what you're trying to find, because you need that to be part of your pair. You're trying to find that thing. And so in this case, we want to find FG. And then its matching angle is across from it. So the angle and side that match are across from each other. And then you need another pair. And in this situation, they only give us one other pair. And so I'm going to just differentiate this one a little bit by putting a square around it instead of a circle. And again, this is my square. So I have a pair of squares and a pair of circles. And to set this up, you're just going to want to do the sine of an angle and its matching side is equal to the other set. So I always start with the one that I'm trying to find. So I start with this X pair, but the angle goes on top. So the sine of 32 over X equals, and then I need my other pair. So the square ones, the sine of 39 over 40. And once you have this set up, there's a lot of cross multiplying in a lot of these learning targets this unit, and that's what we're going to do here. And so we're going to cross multiply this to get 40 times the sine of 32 equals X times the sine of 39. And it's really tempting to start simplifying right now, like typing this into a calculator and typing this into a calculator and seeing what it gives you. But I highly encourage you to just wait until the end and type everything in together because, again, we don't want to round too early, and a lot of these answers are decimals. So instead of doing that, this is just a number. And if this was saying like 3x equals, then to get rid of this number, all I need to do is divide. And so these will cancel, and I just have x equals, and then this is what I can type into my calculator. And I can type that whole thing in just as it is. And so I'm going to use my actual calculator, but the Google calculator works the same way. Just make sure that you have it in degree mode. So 40 sine of 32 divided by the sine of 39. Oops. And we get 33.7 when we round, 33.7. And this is my x value, so I am officially done solving. And 33.7 looks like a pretty realistic side length, considering this one is 40, and this side does not look much longer than this side. So 33.7 seems like a good answer. So I do need to show you one more of these problems because there is a type that looks a little bit different. So I'm going to get us started, and then I'm going to have you finish it and check to see if you're getting the right answer. So in this example, we want to find AC this time. And we have our triangle. I'm putting X where AC is because that's what we're trying to find. And so our first step is to find our matching pairs. And like I said, I always start with what I'm trying to find because I know I need to have that included. So I'm going to start with my X and its pair of 67. And then I look and I see like I have this side given to me and this angle, but those are not pairs. So like 18 and A go together and 44 and this side go together. And so they're not our matching pairs. But we have a very easy way to find the third angle in any triangle. If I know this is 44 and this is 67, I can very easily find this because I know that all angles in a triangle have to add up to 180. So to find the measure of angle A really quickly, we just need to do 180, subtract 44, subtract 67. And we have 69 degrees. So that is my angle over here. And so because it's so easy to find the third angle, if you know the other two, it makes it very quick for you to fill out any missing information if you don't have it and build a pair if you don't have it. And so originally I didn't have a pair I could use, but now I can use 18 and 69. And so why don't you go ahead and finish it from here, pause it to do that, and then when you unpause it, you can see the answer. All right, so you can see my setup and my work and everything, and you should get an answer of 17.7, which seems pretty realistic considering this side is 18. So the only extra thing you need to know for this example is if you don't have a second pair you can use, you can always use this fact that triangle angles add to 180 to help you build a missing pair.